These are 17 Fortnite controller tips I wish I knew sooner. Tip number 1, always warm up. Us controller players rely on only our fingers to control our entire game, so having cold, slow fingers is not ideal. Every time you log on, you want at least 15 minutes of intense free building or 1v1ing to get the blood pumping to your fingers and get you ready to play. Tip number 2, learn how to fight with angles. Controller makes it way easier to just jump into boxes and sort of play without thinking, but with how good other players have gotten now, we have to learn how to fight slower with better angles. This means learning and practicing the different peaks, understanding when players can see you, and overall positioning yourself better in fights. Tip number 3, actually train your aim. A lot of people will say that controller players don't need to train their aim because of aim assist, but that's so untrue. If you want good aim on controller, you still have to practice your shots, and creative maps like this one have mastered aim drills to help you. The crucial aim to practice are close range shotgun drills and long range AR drills. Tip number 4, get a PC if possible. When I first started gaming, everyone said that PC was better, but I didn't understand how much better until I got my first ever PC and tried it for myself. If you've only ever played on console, it's hard to even imagine it, but it's way faster, it's way clearer, and it just makes the game feel so much easier. Everyone knows that pros play on PCs because it's kind of impossible to compete with players like Peterby and Clicks if you were playing on any other console. So I got my PC from Skytech. That's a company that fully builds and ships custom gaming PCs straight to your house, and they wanted to quickly sponsor this part of the video to tell you about their PCs. If you were like I was and too scared to be a PC in fear of breaking something or it just not working, Skytech has a custom builder where you actually hand pick each part so you know exactly what's going into your PC, and then they professionally build it for you and ship it straight to your house ready to game, all powered by Windows 11. They have builds at every price point plus a 1-year warranty if anything goes wrong on your PC. They constantly have discounts and deals, and you can use code ZEN on any build for an extra $50 off. And their website is Skytech Gaming, or you can just click the links down below. Tip number 5, grind piece control maps. Piece control maps are some of the most boring practice strategies, but they're also one of the most effective. It's kind of like in sports, learning the fundamentals. Even the pros in the NBA still have to practice dribbling, so even if you're good at Fortnite, you should still practice your piece control. It builds your muscle memory on using real fighting moves and actually useful edits, and it's absolutely crazy how fast you can become with just 30 minutes of drills per day. Tip number 6, spend extra time practicing controller weaknesses. There are 3 key areas that controller players have a big disadvantage: box fights, reaction shots, and long range aim. All of these favor the faster, more precise input of keyboard and mouse, but that means for us controller players to compete, we just need to spend more time practicing these. Make sure you're fighting good players in box fights to practice. Use specific reaction-based drills like this one to practice your flicks, and use a good aim training map to dial in your long range aim. And this isn't something you just practice for 1 week. These are areas you'll want to continue to practice every single week. Tip number 7, learn claw or learn paddles. I've said this a million times, but this is the single easiest way to get better at Fortnite, and it is easier than you think. I've personally learned how to play on both paddles and claw, and I actually got pretty good on both of them within just 1 week of grinding every day. With both of these techniques, your thumbs never have to come off the sticks, which is crucial to being good. That means you can jump and aim at the same time, you can edit and select tiles at the same time, and it's no coincidence that every pro controller player today uses either claw or paddles. Tip number 8, use optimized binds. Fortnite continues to add important new binds to the game, and us controller players are struggling to keep up. Between editing, jumping, switch mode, sprint, instant reset, we literally don't have enough buttons, and that's why it's key to put the most important actions on the easy to reach buttons. At the very least, you want to be able to sprint, jump, edit, and toggle switch mode without ever moving your thumbs off the sticks. Tip number 9, never change your sensitivity. Controller players in particular are obsessed with finding the perfect sensitivity that's going to turn them into a pro, but the truth is, the best sense is the one that you play on for the longest. I personally think Ocus has a terrible sensitivity, but the thing is, he's been playing on it for 5 years, so his muscle memory he's built is insane. insane. And if you look around at all the best pros like Miro, Reet, Pump, Teeny, literally any good controller player, they've all been using their same exact sense for over 4 years. Tip number 10, watch controller streamers. All of the most popular Fortnite players are keyboard and mouse pros, but you can learn way more by watching someone on your own input. Unfortunately, there's not nearly as many options for controller streamers, but Reet is probably the best controller player in the world right now, and he does stream every single day. Just by watching his playstyle, watching his aim, watching his builds and edits, you'll learn so many things that you can apply to your own game, and if you know any other really good controller streamers, suggest their name in the comments. Tip number 11, 1v1 good keyboard and mouse players. If you're trying to get actually good at this game, the majority of players you'll fight in tournaments and ranked are keyboard and mouse players, and they usually have a different playstyle compared to controllers. So it's a good idea to go on Discord and look for 1v1s against good keyboard and mouse players, because then you'll be forced to learn fast. Tip number 12, practice slow motion builds. When you spend time watching your controller streamer like Reet, you'll notice there are a lot of specific build combos he does in almost every single fight, and it's actually so easy to learn these. Simply take a clip of the move you saw that you want to try, put it in 0.25x speed, then go into a creative map like this one with slow motion and set the map to 0.25 speed. Watch your clip frame by frame and copy the moves frame by frame. Once you slow everything down, it becomes way more simple to understand, and then eventually you can turn up the speed and you'll be shocked at how fast you can learn these pro moves. In fact, this map works great for your free building warm-ups, your 1v1s, and your slow motion practice, along with having a ton of other features. Just search Carter 2K in the map tab and favorite it to find it. Tip number 13, W key in ranked until you can win. Like I mentioned, the majority of good ranked players you'll see will be keyboard and mouse sweats, and W keying in ranked offers you so much practice. It will be frustrating for the first couple weeks when you just continue to lose, but I promise, keep W keying and get in as many fights as possible. Don't even worry about ranking up or winning the game, because before you know it, you'll be running through lobbies as long as you keep W keying. Tip number 14, play any and all tournaments. One of the best ways to get good is to consistently play against good competition. The biggest reason it's so hard to become a tier 1 pro today is because all the tier 1 pros are making each other better. Tournament lobbies are always going to be full of the most skilled players you can find in Fortnite, and consistently playing for hours in these lobbies multiple times per week will exponentially improve your skill. Tip number 15, play for consistency, not highlights. If you remember nothing else about this video, I want you to remember that consistent builds and edits are so much better than fast builds and edits. Being consistent means you're able to hit edits in intense situations and not panic during build fights. If you can smoothly complete your intended build and edit over 90% of the time during your fights, you will win way more than that. Otherwise, when you try to be fast and flashy, you tend to mess up more, and in those situations, it's very easy to have one missed edit be a costly mistake. Tip number 16, get a pro controller. It's hard to tell people to get a PC and get a pro controller as a tip, but unfortunately, the game has evolved so much that to truly be in the top 1% of players, you need these advantages. Over 50% of pro Fortnite controller players use this one. It's called the Scuff Reflex FPS because you can change the thumbstick height, it has instant click triggers for faster reactions, and it has 4 paddles on the back to make playing way easier. If you were able to, a pro controller does actually help. Tip number 17, play as much as possible. Every pro player puts in crazy hours to become as good as they are. Going back to Reet as an example, it's not uncommon for him to play a tournament on EU, then play that tournament on NA Central, then play that same tournament on NA West, and then even follow that up by playing hours of pro tokens at night. These are 8 to 12 hour days of non-stop high-level gameplay against skilled players, and while that's an extreme example, it's really as simple as the more high skill fights you get in, the better you get, and the longer you play, the more of those fights you can play. Now click here to see the 4 most popular pro controllers, or click here to watch me learn pro fighting strategies in one day. Subscribe if this video helped, and thanks for watching.